Hi, this is Justin with Trade Tech, and in this video we're going to demonstrate our Gable wall framing assembly or Rake wall framing assembly in our Bid Pro framing for drywall plugin. So we're going to go to our estimating tab first, choose a location folder for our takeoff, and since we're doing a gable wall, we're going to select roof as the location for this takeoff. So click OK. So we got a location folder set up for our materials to go into. Now we're going to go to our framing assemblies. Into our takeoff assemblies, wall folder, wood wall. And with our wall framing assemblies, again, we've got wood as well as light gauge metal framing assemblies set up. So if you were going to do light gauge metal, we've got that included as well. So we're going to use our Gable Rake wall framing assembly and show you how that works. So we're going to go ahead and start the assembly. We're going to name the assembly, let's say 2x4 exterior gable walls. Okay, and then we've got a bid amount per square foot if you wanted to pick up for that. So, you know, you could put in whatever amount you want there. Then we have a waste percentage. You've got a pitch as well that you can factor in. Of course, with this being a gable wall, that wouldn't apply. But if for some reason you were going to use the assembly to pick up framing material for an area that had a vault to it, you could select a pitch and it would add that pitch factor to all your materials. And then we just go to our through our tabs here for studs. We select our stud size, species, our on-center spacing, a description. And this assembly again is also built out of the Joist tool within PlanSwift. So you've got a couple different selections you can make here with the Joist tool. You can have it as far as the length calculation of the material. We're going to have it figured to the nearest even foot. And then the minimum length, new length is the same as all the rest of the assemblies that we've built with the Joist tool, where you can set a minimum length. We've got ours set at 8 feet and a new length of 12. So any stud material, any studs that it calculates or populates with the Joist tool that's less than 8 feet long, it's going to figure that out at 12 feet material. And then we can also pick up a perimeter plate around the stud framing for our gables. So we can, again, select the species, the size. The plate length would be the material length that we want to order those plates out of. So we're going to choose 16 footers. And then how many plates? For this, we're just going to do one plate. And then you've got a description that you can give to it. And then we're just going to make sure we select the right folder, location folder for the material to go in, which would be roof. Click OK, and then we're just going to do our area takeoff of our gable. And then once we click into that area, it populates the buttons up here at the top. We're going to choose draw joist. And then once we get back in our area, we can just draw a, click first point and then just draw a line that's in line or parallel with the direction of the studs. Click a second point. And then it's automatically populated all of our stud material. So with the minimum length, new length that I was talking about, you can see here where, as the gable gets towards the each corner, you're going to start picking up your smaller studs. So anything less than 8 feet, so all of these 6 footers and 4 footers and 2 footers, it's going to figure out a 12-foot material for us. Okay, so that gets our stud framing. It gets a perimeter plate around the perimeter of our area takeoff. And this is an exterior wall, so we also need wall sheathing. So we'll go down to our drag and drop assemblies, to our walls, to our wood folder. And we got a couple sheathing drag and drop assemblies. We got one for linear takeoff if we were just taking off a wall from a floor plan with a linear. And then we also have the same wall sheathing and wall wrap assembly, but for an area takeoff, which is what we've used here. So we're just going to click on our drag and drop, drag it over to our assembly, to our gable takeoff that we've already done. And then we've got our assembly name here, wall sheathing and wall wrap. Again, you can name that whatever you want to name it. We'll just say for gables. You can set your material waste factor here. And then again, you just go through your tabs and make your selections for your wall sheathing. You can set an amount per square foot if you want to figure in your bid for wall sheathing. Your sheathing type, thickness, your board size. Sheathing layer height in this situation isn't going to matter. It's just going to calculate it based on the area. So that's sort of not something that's needed for the gable. And then how many sheathing layers we can select, and then a description. And then if we want to pick up wall wrap as well, we can go through and set our layer height, or our how many layers, our roll size, and pick up our tape as well. And all we got to do is click OK, and it's automatically applied that material to our gable takeoff. So if we go looking at our reports, here's our materials by location report. So earlier we did a floor takeoff, and we did our takeoff on first level walls. So this is our roof location that we just set up, and the material that we see under our roof location is everything that was just quantified with our gable takeoff that we did. So you can see we've got our perimeter plates, and then we've got our wall studs, 10 footers, 12 footers, 8 footers for our wall studs. We've got our wall sheathing, and then our wall wrap and wall wrap tape. If we look at our bid detail report, again, that's going to be, our bid detail report is set up by location as well to kind of help keep things organized for you, so you can see where it's telling us our square footage of our gable wall framing, and then also we set an amount for our wall sheathing and wall wrap just to demonstrate, and show you how it works. And then of course we set up a markup percentage when we set the job up that we can apply to all of our bid amounts. And then our consolidated report, again, is just going to continue to consolidate all the materials that we've taken off for the job. It's going to give us one consolidated list for the whole project.